Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and as you can see I have my iPad here and we are going to do a surprise autumn giveaway. Now this giveaway was supposed to be for my 20,000 subscriber giveaway, which it will still fall under that. We're about 40 subscribers away, but I mainly have autumn things, or I mean there's a few things that could be for any time of the year, but the journals that I'm giving away, one is autumn and one is Halloween. So I'm doing it today because it's Halloween. So what I will do is the first thing that everybody has access to is a digital. So this is in the description box below this video. You can download it whenever you would like. It's 8 pages long. So, and it's just neutral, like I thought great for fall was kind of what I was going for. So it's kind of like a coffee dyed fallish, but I mean, really and truly, you could probably use these any time of the year. They're just kind of a coffee dyed neutral that you could use in lots of journals, nature journals, whatever. So anyway, there's first page and the second page and the third page. So this is just a huge thank you to all of you, every single one of you, because all of you can download this and have it if you would like it. The other items, I got these upside down, obviously will just be for whoever wins that particular item. If you live overseas, I can't send the journals just because of coffee dye and that whole thing. I don't want them to get destroyed with the coffee dye thing. And if you don't know what that's about, when you have coffee dyed items, I've had journals taken apart going through customs because they have drug sniffing dogs that sniff packages, and they'll like trigger or whatever you want to call it on something that smells like coffee, because I guess I know nothing about all of this, but people hide drugs in coffee apparently. So if you have anything coffee dyed, they will quite often, and other people have mailed stuff and never had a problem. So I don't really know how it's decided or whatever, but I won't send my journals anymore if I've got anything coffee dyed in them. So if I know I'm doing a journal for somebody overseas, I make sure that there's nothing coffee dyed in the items. I have sent Carol Laws some tags with coffee dyed paper on them and labeled them and all that, and those were fine, but maybe it's because they're individual and they can obviously look at them, but when they can't see like in the binding of the journal, they'll take it apart to see if there's drugs in there, I guess is what I'm assuming. So anyhow, I gotta open this again. So I won't send the journals. Plus, it's very cost prohibitive as well. I just really can't afford that. But I will send anything that can fit in an envelope. So I do have these prizes that fit in an envelope. So those ones I will ship overseas. And then, of course, the digital you can download whenever you like. So I have, what is it? Put in my video, and then I told it to pick one. They keep changing these things. So amount of unique comments is 70, and I filtered out like multiples or whatever. So what I did is I picked the first the first video where I started these envelope journals. And so the first one I'm going to give away is the Halloween one, which is this one, because that video had the most comments as of recent videos, plus this is the giveaway, so I figured that was a good video to use. So that's where the names and stuff came from. So I'm going to start and pick a winner for this one. So Nikki McPhee Halls, and I was delighted to see the title of this video. I have managed to save literally boxes of junk envelopes, all sizes. Thank you for these ideas. I don't know where you live, Nikki, so contact me. And if it happens that you live overseas and you have one, I better write the whole name because I'll mess something up. if you have won this and live overseas, I will send you something else, and then I'll re-raffle these. Okay. I know that stinks because I hate doing that, but I don't want to send them overseas, so I am not going to. Okay, we're going to pick another winner. Sorry, I am about clueless when it comes to these things quite often. All right, this is for the autumn. This autumn one. Ah, Gloria. Gloria, you won the autumn journal with the Joey Card Maker digital. That's what that one is. So, Gloria, congratulations. I get very excited about doing these. It's just fun. So that was the other thing. I'm excited to do it. I just want to do it. So I guess when I get to 20,000, we can all just blow a horn or something. If I ever get there. It's like up 2, down 2, down 3, up 3. Yeah. Okay, so picking another winner for these items in this envelope. So, you know, all the fall. These were all done with the Tim Holtz oxides. So that one and this one. This one is watercolor and ink drawing. Mushrooms. So I just thought those went well together, and you can use them in a journal or, you know, as cards, however you would like. So this one will go to Sarah Walker. So you guys, if you win, you need to contact me. How about if you contact me on my Etsy shop? So you go to my Etsy shop and you say comment, or I can't remember what it says. Something like reach owner or whatever, something like that. And just click on there and you can, it's basically like texting. So you can text me and I can text you back, because I don't want people leaving their addresses in the comments below. That's just a bad idea. So go to my Etsy shop and leave your comment there, or your address or information there, so that I can send you the item you won. Okay? I know it's all very confusing. All right, so the next one is going to be this set, and I just tried to put sort of things that went well together so you could use them in a journal together. So this is one of those stickers again, that's been watercolored, and this is from my the Alice in Wonderland. Why can I not think? Anyway, Alice in Wonderland, the mushroom is. And then this one is from my Floral Fairies digital download, and watercolored and collaged and whatever. And then this is one of the watercolors that I did using the Distress Oxides again. So, but it was more in, you know, those purplies and stuff like that. So I thought it went a little better with that. So this one will go to oh, Gloria, you already won one, so I'm going to pick another one. I thought it wouldn't do that. I'm going to pick another winner. Sorry, Gloria, but you already won something, so I don't, that's not fair to people who haven't won anything. So I will do that if you win multiple things. Jeannie Jordan, so congratulations. Contact me in my Etsy shop. My Etsy shop, my Etsy shop, my Etsy shop. Not below, because I don't want people putting their address below. All these things that are in plastic will go in the envelopes, the white envelopes. It's just, I had them in here while I was waiting to do the giveaway. So, pick another winner. And this is for these funny little, my art dolls on watercolor. And this is watercolor tape and collage. They've all sort of got collage items or whatnot. These all have the tape. So that's what that is. So the winner of this one is Carolyn. Some names I recognize more than others just because they comment every video. You know what I mean? And it's not that you have to do that. I just recognize them because they do comment every video. So that's Carolyn's. Oopsie, this little girl too. So I hope you guys like your prizes. I just tried to sort of make it, you know, random. Okay, so this one is for these pieces that I did for, I think it was a color challenge. It's an old vintage envelope, and there's the tag inside. And then this one is another, oh no, this is, sorry, it's hard to remember sometimes. Oh, it's one of those coffee dyed pockets like Gail Augustinelli does. Doesn't have anything in the top, but there's also the pocket there, and I just put one of my little watercolor collage cards in there. You can change them up if you don't like that combination or whatever. But anyways, so this one is going to be, sorry, I'm kind of slow at this. Okay, Angel Delight. Like I said, contact me in my Etsy shop. And if people don't contact me, I will raffle this stuff off, or whatever items are left off again next Tuesday. So you have 1 week to contact me. So make sure you get to my Etsy shop and get me, you know, the information so I can get these sent out. So that one, and that one. These two were in the same color challenge. I added this one on just thinking it's kind of a fall watercolory piece. So that one is going to Beverly Nielsen. So please contact me, Beverly, in my Etsy shop if you would like your prize. Okay, and the final one of these, yeah, this is all because we did the digital already, is for everybody. So anybody that wants it can get it. So this one is one of my little sticker collage watercolor things. This little watercolor thank you card with a collage behind it. And this large journaling card. A lot of these are for the color challenge, so they are sort of very individual pieces. Like, they didn't necessarily go with a particular other thing. So I just tried to, like I said, find pieces that kind of matched each other or whatever. So pick another winner. Fairy Creations. This one's for you. So yep, contact me in my Etsy shop. So that is our giveaway that was supposed to be for 20,000 subscribers, but I'm not there yet, but I wanted to do it and get these items sent out to you guys. So especially for the journals, because I wanted them to at least, you know, it's sorted to be fall still. I know Halloween will be over when you get the Halloween journal, but you know, some things don't work out perfectly. So we're going to do a little project now. Don't forget, you're all welcome to download the digital. So even if you want another item, you can download the digital. So I hope you like it and enjoy it, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Oh, I need to turn these lights on. I'm sorry. I didn't have them on because they just glare off of the iPad really bad, and that's not helpful. So I know this is totally kooky, but I have had this little guy for, I don't even know, probably at least 4 years, and it might be 3. I don't know. But anyway, I made him while I was still working at the school, because these are all strips of paper that came out of reading books that we tear down. You can see they're about that wide. So that's what's left in the book after you tear out the perforated pages. And so I blew up a balloon, and then I just started covering it with, you know, it's paper mache. So it was glue, water, and flour, and I don't have a recipe for how much of what to what, all that. I just keep squirting stuff in there and mix it until it's kind of a, sort of like an Elmer's glue that's a little bit thicker maybe. I mean, you want it fairly thin because you're putting it on the strips and then, you know, wiping the strips off and then placing them on. It's paper mache. So if you're not sure what I'm talking about, look up a video on paper mache, because unfortunately I did not, I was videoing then, but I did not video this whole process. And then this was just paper that I, like brown paper bag that I crinkled up and kind of formed. And then as I put the paper mache on, I formed it further until I kind of got that little twirly deal. So I don't know, he's just a silly little thing I made, but I'm like, I want to paint him this year and put him out. So, and I know it's Halloween today, so, well, for me it's the day before Halloween, but you get my drift. I am very, very, very behind. So yeah, that's my normal mode, but at least I can put it out for Halloween. And this may be super boring for you, and if you want to go watch something else, you're welcome to. I just thought it'd be kind of fun, since it's, for all intents and purposes, Halloween. So how are you guys doing? It's been kind of one of those days where I just run around like a chicken with my head cut off. And you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to say hugs and blessings to Jan. Oz Jan, love you Jan. Little Skipper Daycare and Tailor Made Journals, which is Lorna. Thank you guys so much for your always following me, kind comments, and just being good people all around. And then I want to do a super thanks heart, sorry, hands, paintbrushes, to Kathy. Thank you so much, Kathy. She spoils me. So do the Helms, Mr. and Mrs. Helms. I thank you guys. Barbara really spoiled me. Not just last week, so I thank you. I really appreciate it. And super thanks, if you're not familiar, is sort of like giving me a tip. So, like you would for a server or whatever. So, yeah, super kind. I so appreciate it. I can't even tell you how much I appreciate it and how helpful it is to me. It is not a big money-making project being an artist. I will tell you that. People always ask me, how do you know what to sell journals for? It's like, it's more like, what will you take? Like, what's acceptable? Because, I mean, I put so many hours into them. If I really charged what they might, you know, be worth or whatever you want to say for my time and all that, yeah, nobody would probably buy them because they would cost too much. So, yeah, and I don't want it to be like that either. I don't want it to be a huge, horrible hardship, you know, or something, so that nobody can afford one. So yeah, that's really how I price, is kind of just by what do I think sounds acceptable or whatever. And everybody's got a different view, and it is supply and demand. Obviously, people who like Gail, I always wanted one of her journals, but I'll never get one. But yeah, she talked about that the other day too, that it's really just who gets there first, basically. And sometimes some people can ask more than other people and all those kind of things, because that's just the way that whole supply and demand thing works. And it, you know, I really encourage people, if they don't have a YouTube channel and they do sell journals, that's really the best way to advertise for yourself. Because if you just make them and put them in an Etsy shop, unless you're known some other way, like through Instagram or something, people just don't know you, you know what I mean? So they may not find them or whatever. So that's all I can say about it. I don't know. It's all just one of those things where you just gotta keep plugging away at it. But yeah, it's definitely not a big money-making endeavor. But as long as I can pay my bills, that's what I worry about. I'm not about the getting rich or anything. I just want to be able to pay my bills. So anyways, I hope you guys are having a lovely day. It's beautiful here, cool, and sunny, which, like I mentioned, are like kind of my favorite things, because you can go out there and do a little yard work or whatnot and not feel like you're going to pass out from the heat. So yeah, I do need to go rake leaves again though, but I'm like, ugh. It was 22 when I got up this morning, so I might do it tonight after I eat dinner, just so that it's at least as warm as it's going to get all day. But it's really nice out there right now. I just have too many other things to do right now. So Do you guys usually get a lot of trick-or-treaters? We sort of had a couple of years where we had a lot, and now we just don't have very many. And all weekend, everywhere we went, we had a friend come into town on Friday, and we, you know, just went to dinner with him, and then he left again. But it was crazy everywhere down in our, it's called downtown Nampa, because they were doing some sort of, oh, it was Thursday night, wasn't it? Some sort of like trunk or treat or whatever you call it, or where the kids go trick-or-treating around to businesses. And then over the weekend there was another one, can't remember where, but anyway, somewhere we were. And I thought, you know, that's probably why we don't get very many kids anymore, which is okay. I understand. As a parent, it was never my super big favorite. I always walked around with my kids. But to have them go door to door kind of thing has never really been my idea of a good idea. So, yeah, I can see why people do that, and it probably is a safer idea for sure. But kind of miss, you know, seeing the kids. I like to see the little kids all dressed up. I mean, that's who I think it should be for. I don't particularly love, not that they're not kids, but some of the high school students, I just feel like they're a little too old for it. But I know my kids did it for a long time too with their friends because they just thought it was fun. I guess as long as they're not causing trouble, then it's totally fine. But I did have a few parents last year that thought I should give them candy too. And I'm just looking at them like, go buy your own candy. Especially now, because holy cow, that stuff's expensive. I was floored when I went to buy candy this year. I was shocked. So, yeah. I went to Walgreens, and it was $38 for, I mean, granted, it was a big bag of chocolate, but not that big. I was like, what even are you thinking? So, yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at around here. I don't know what it is everywhere else in the U.S. I did get a little bit cheaper bag of just like lemon heads or whatever and stuff, just to sort of give them a few more little pieces. Because, I did not buy the $38 bag, I will tell you, but I just was shocked. So, yeah, that's the fun stuff we got going on nowadays. It's all good stuff, right? They keep saying it's going to be better. I'm not finding the better. There's no better happening. In my opinion, maybe for some people there is better happening. I don't know, but I'm not, with gas and groceries and everything, I'm not seeing it, but that's just my take, my opinion. Don't come at me. It's just an opinion. We are all allowed to have those. And you are 100% welcome to disagree. Okay. I know, I'm touching it onto stuff here. I've got, this is just acrylic paint. I didn't mention that, but I figured you might know. But I'm just adding different shades of orange, basically, here and there and everywhere, just to kind of... And then when it's dry, I'm going to go over it with like a thin, watered-down coat of some brown to antique it a little bit. And I am thinking I really should have done the inside, but... yeah, I don't think I can get the inside. I have this hole in the bottom that I put so that I could put it over like one of those battery operated candles or something. I would not make one of these and put a candle in it, just to be clear, because it is still paper. Yes, it's hard, but I pretty sure it can still catch on fire. So I would not do that. Sure y'all know, just saying. Don't put a real candle in it if you make something like this. A funny little paper mache pumpkin. It was a great use of those paper strips, though, that we would tear out of those They're called decodables. I don't know if everybody has those. I'm assuming I would think a lot of places do. But anyway, it's almost like newsprint type paper. And those were the little strips that were left over after you tear out the little books. So I just took them all. Because they're great for paper mache. Definitely. I mean, this thing's hard. A lot of that is when you use flour with the glue and water instead of just glue and water, it definitely gives you a much better, I don't know, everything. Hardness, glued togetherness. I don't know what the terms would be, but anyway, it works very well. How's that? Yeah, so I would highly recommend. And it's kind of cool because I have these weird bubbles here. And I kind of even like the numbers showing through a little bit. But it kind of has that look of like a real pumpkin in spots. So that's kind of fun. Just using up my paint. And then I will get this part dry and come back. And like I said, I'm going to rub him a little bit with a little brown just to antique it down a little bit. And I know this isn't the best view because I feel like I'm up your nose, sort of, with the pumpkin head here. But I just thought I'd paint him and chat with you, and maybe you want to make your own little paper mache pumpkin. All started with a balloon. And like I said, I just twisted some paper for that top part and started wrapping the paper mache around it. And you got to form it and mess with it while it's wet. I mean, you can't just expect it to be perfect the first go around. But anyway, I've made like half large eggs, like Easter eggs, and I've done little dioramas or whatever you call them inside of them, stuff like that too with paper mache. Yeah, I just love making stuff, so that's what I do. Okay, I'm gonna get this dry, and then I will come back and we'll do something else to it. And I'll bring over one of the eggs so you can see it. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. This is wet because I went ahead and painted it too, and you can see I got green on the pumpkin, but I'm not really worried about that because, like I said, we're gonna put a little bit of like brown over it. It looks wet, but it's just the way that paint is, I guess. So it was cheap. It was cheap acrylic paint. So sometimes you don't get exactly what you might want. So I just have a cloth that we're going to wipe him with. This just has water on it. But, yeah. So let's see. I want that water down a little bit more. It's just brown acrylic paint that I'm spraying some water in. I know you can't see my paint because it's over out of the way. And then, oh, see, I knew I was going to do that. Don't touch the steam. Okay, so we're going to paint a little bit of this just haphazardly. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but we're going to see. Aren't we? Aren't we? I just thought it'd be fun for Halloween. And we're going to rub them a little so that a lot of that brown comes off, but some of it stays in the cracks and crevices and bubbles and whatnot. Gives them a little bit more of a Halloween type feel. Oops, that just wiped it off entirely. I kind of like the way it's a little messed up there. It would probably be better if you let your piece like dry for a few hours before I just dried it with my heat gun, you know, because I'm doing a video and there's only so many hours in a day. So yeah, but if I was just doing this on my own sort of time or whatever you want to call it, I would have let that orange set real well before I started doing this part, but this is just for me, so I'm not that worried about it. If I mess it up, I mess it up. He's been sitting for 5 years, so regardless, it'll be fine. Poor little guy, huh? I mean, he is cute. I just like that, those old fashioned paper mache pumpkins. That's what started the whole thing. You know, from like Victorian era and that kind of thing. I like all that stuff. Like if you watch Tim Holtz when he does his Halloween tour and stuff, he has a lot of those old vintagey looking ones from the 50s and whatever, and you know, they're just really cool looking. So I just did my own style of that. Just for fun. So what are you guys up to? Do you do anything fun for Halloween, or do you just let the trick-or-treaters come and all that kind of stuff? Or maybe you're not into it at all. A lot of people don't. They do like a harvesty type thing instead, and of course that is wonderful. Take grandkids out trick-or-treating or hay rides and all that. We used to do all that with the kids. Take them to pumpkin patches and do hay rides. And my daughter still goes to the pumpkin patch with her friends. They, you know, because they have them around here where they have like the haunted maze, corn mazes and all that kind of stuff. So it's not really just for little kids. The big kids have fun too, so they go do all that still. Those used to be my favorite pictures, though, of my kids when they were little, is going to the pumpkin patch, because I love the light in the fall for photographs. And the colors and everything, you know, just with little kids, it's just always like so happy looking. We didn't obviously do the haunted mazes or any of that, but definitely went and picked out pumpkins and got apple cider and, you know, all that jazz. Some of them didn't have that. They just had the pumpkins. Hay rides, that was another big, like on tractors that pull little carts and stuff like that. We didn't do any of that stuff when I was a kid, but I don't think they had as much of that. Like maybe in some places, if you grew up in an area where obviously they grew pumpkins or something, there may have been. I don't really know, because where I grew up, that wasn't a thing. But I grew up in the mountains, like no pumpkins growing there. So but we definitely did do the trick-or-treating, that was for sure, and that was always fun. My good friend Michelle, the one that came to visit me over the summer with her daughter and grandson, so we always had a lot of fun. And we had the neighbor right next to me always gave out, I've probably said this if you've watched me for a long time, so I'm probably repeating myself, but pomegranates to all the kids, and that was like one of our favorite things to get. So we would go get our pomegranate and then a lot of times go back to my house, because it was right next door, and eat our pomegranates. We went to her house a lot too. But and she liked to watch scary movies, so that's what we did at her house, was watch scary movies, because my dad, well, we didn't have a VCR till, oh my gosh, I don't even know how old I was. I just never watched movies a whole lot when I was growing up. I really didn't watch movies, like go to the theater, until I started dating my husband. Because we just didn't go, like my dad didn't go to the movies. if there was something on TV or something. And then finally, when he did get a VCR, we watched movies, but he didn't really want us watching those. I mean, he would like let me. He knew I watched them at my friend Michelle's house, but it just wasn't, he wouldn't get them, you know, for us to watch. So I managed to spill water all over the bottom. I knocked over my brush water while I was paused. So yeah, I kind of wrinkled up his bottom, but that's okay because nobody's gonna see that. But yeah, so we didn't watch those at my house. And I mostly didn't watch them anyway. I would sit under a pillow and be scared because that's the way I was. Okay, so there he is, kind of aged up and grungied up a little bit. And of course, if you were to do something like this, or if you just do some already made pumpkin or something, you don't have to make it grungy. You can just paint it orange like I had it originally. I just like it when it's kind of got, especially since it's being used for Halloween, right? If it was more of like a Thanksgiving type pumpkin with no face on it and stuff, then I probably would not have done the brown, the dark brown on there. I just think it adds a little character to it. Because you can see all the strips from paper mache in it, but I do kind of like the numbers and stuff that poke through. Not quite as grungy. I think you could probably do the same thing with like shoe polish. You know, I've seen people do stuff like that too. But the paint works pretty good too. So you can do it however you like. He's pretty cute though. I do like his little face. I don't totally remember how I did that. I kind of have a feeling I got like one layer down on the balloon kind of thing to get the shape. Just knowing how I do things. 1 or 2 layers down, and then let it dry and harden a little bit, and then popped the balloon and cut the holes, and then I can tell I went over them again with some paper mache, so I think that's probably how I did it. I don't know. Like I said, it's been a few years now, so it's hard to know exactly how I came up with his face, but that's what we have. And he'll look so cute with a little candle, you know, fake candle inside. I like him painted. It definitely adds more character to him. But yeah, you could take your time and do all kinds of, you know, decorative painting to it. And who knows, I may do that. I don't know. But this is what I have for now. Oh, I just realized there's some green I didn't get. So that is my little pumpkin, and I hope you guys have a very happy heart. Oh, and yeah, I wanted to show you the egg. And this was just all different tissue papers. After I got the base done, I think with that same paper, I covered it with different tissue papers and book page and whatever. And I used coffee, glue, and flour instead of, I think I used some water. But that's why it looks antiqued, is because I used a little bit of coffee in with the water and the flour and glue. Sorry, I just ran up the stairs. I totally spaced this, and I was like, oh, I was going to show them that egg. So, and then you can see I've done, that's one of the Tim Holtz paper dolls. And just paper cut out. They're just fun for, like, I mean, Easter is really why I made it. But this one you could sort of have out almost any time. But I love those kind of dioramas. Like when we were kids, I don't know if you guys remember the sugar eggs that you could look through the little hole and see like the little chick or whatever, little bunny in there, and maybe some grasses and things like that. Yeah, I loved those. So that's kind of where this idea comes from. Plus I have found some of the vintage, like Victorian ones that are all done up in different ways, obviously, than this, because this is what I had and they had different things. But anyway, that's where that comes from. So I wanted to show it to you guys. So happy Halloween, harvest, whatever, and I will see you tomorrow. Love you. Bye.